Flurry of information just came in with these last few sounds. Hi, hello, hello. Say hello to me. Let me know where you're tuning in from today. Happy New Year. Also, please let me know if the sounds are coming through clearly. I'm still messing with my mics and my webcam mic and my separate mic. So do let me know if the sound comes through, because it's such an integral part of this session, and I really want you to be able to hear and feel all the nuances as much as possible through this digital platform. Of course, it's nothing like being in person, but you still are receiving the transmissions and the frequencies and the intention of what those frequencies are. So do let me know if the sound comes through for you throughout the session. And let me know where you're tuning in from today. Hi, Dawn. Happy New Year. Happy to see you here. Welcome, welcome. I hope you all are enjoying the possibilities that await. The possibilities that await. I've never been one for like New Year's resolutions personally, because I always felt like, well, every day is the start of a new year when you think about it. And the calendar itself is such an arbitrary and artificial construct, right? I mean, and how many calendars do we have in our present day moment, right? We have the solar calendar, our Gregorian calendar, we have lunar calendars, we have Mayan calendars. So which one do we use? This is the one I use. This is the time tracker that I use. It's my body. Hi, blessings to you. And so, but that's great. I mean, I understand people's, kind of using this opportunity to create a fresh start for themselves. And there's always good intentions behind that. But a lot of times we set ourselves up for disappointment because there's so many kind of counterintuitive vibrations going on underneath the mix that are keeping those people from really connecting with what it is they desire. A lot of times what they desire isn't really what they desire too, right? I've been talking about this a lot lately because I see this when people talk to me, right? The things that they say to me aren't tracking. It's not tracking, it's not lining up with them. So they're using language that isn't really attuned to the thing that they want. And so then we go through the process of helping to define the language yourself, so it's really tuned with the vibration that's in alignment with your own unique energetic signature, because you are here to live, your heart's desire. The universe is here providing you with everything that you want. And so the more that we can get out of the way and allow that life force to move through us, it will bring that to us. It will take you there. And I'm really experiencing that for myself at another level. Some of you know I've been diving into human design lately, which is a really powerful synthesis of different systems of the I Ching, astrology, the tree of life from the Kabbalah. I said astrology already, and the chakra system. And I've already been immersed in the gene keys for several years now. So it's really fun for me to experience myself through these different maps. I'm a consciousness cartographer. I study these maps, acupuncture, all of these different things, ancient systems of energy. And one of the things that I've noticed for the way that I'm designed, and most of us are designed, and we can talk about this later, so you can reach out to me if you're interested in learning more about this, but the way that most of us are designed is the universe will bring us exactly what we need. And so
I've been experimenting with that. I've been exploring what that feels like for myself. And it's really alleviated a lot of the tension and the nervousness that I feel in my body at a level, at like kind of the undercurrent. Like it's kind of like this always there underneath the surface. And it's really calmed that down significantly. And it's amazing now to be magnetic to life itself, right? We always talk about, well, not me necessarily, but the pervasive language of law of attraction and all of that good stuff. So how do we become magnetic to life and be in the vortex, as Abraham Hicks always says, right? And so I've been experimenting with this, and it's been really fascinating. And it takes all the effort out, right? So how can we live life from a place of effortless power? That's been one of my explorations and things that I guide people to, because we're designed to do that when we are connected, So where do I want to go from there? So intentions, new year, being connected with what you really desire. And a lot of the things that we think we want are really just programs and conditionings. It's not really what we're here to do, or, what we really want. We think we want it, but the more that we explore that for ourselves and kind of get underneath the surface and kind of trudge through the mental debris and the emotional debris, you discover that maybe it's not what you wanted after all. And that's quite liberating and freeing in so many ways, because you see how you've been living your life going on one track when really you've been wanting to go over here, and then you give yourself permission to do that, and your whole world changes, and you don't have to work so hard, and you become magnetic to the things that you want in life, and you allow your soul to drive, you allow your heart to lead the way, as I always say, and life becomes magical from this moment on. Now, it takes some discipline, it takes your attention, it takes your commitment to yourself to do this, because the you that lives according to that to that soul print, to that music, is not the one that's lived her life that way up until this point. So you do have to spend a little bit of time each day fine-tuning. And what I find is that these little tiny shifts that you make in your perspective, in the way that you perceive reality, and the way that you think, these little things that you do are the ones that have the most massive impact and provide you with the the breakthroughs that you're looking for. Okay, and there's this massive energy uprising that's happening now. It's kind of like, I'm going to use the metaphor of a tsunami, because the water comes out and it's coming back in, and you're waiting for that resurgence of this water to come back. This is what's happening on an energetic level right now for the collective, and it's going to be pushing us upward. And the more that we can stay anchored within our self, know our own mind, stay coherent, stay rooted, stay grounded, stay connected, know how to navigate life when this big shift comes, you'll be fine. You're not going to get swept away by anything. You're going to be able to hold your ground, hold your center, and you're going to be able to support others in that as well, just by your presence alone. You're going to be the calm of the storm for many people. Okay? So there is this I don't know how to describe it, but there's this massive energy coming in from underneath, it feels like, and it's going to be coming up. And, so you're going to feel it. You're feeling things at levels you're not aware of, and they're influencing the way you feel, the way you behave, the way you move through life. But it's so underneath the surface at a deep level, at a cellular level, that you might not be aware of it. And I had an experience recently where I was able to see that for myself, and it was really quite awesome in the full sense of the word, in the way that the fabric of humanity is changing right now. Okay, so it's affecting all of us. Humanity is no longer what we once believed it to be. Okay, it's completely shifting at levels beneath our awareness. Some of you might be aware of what's happening with humanity itself, but it is affecting all of us. Yes, grounding is important. Okay, so it's really crucial for you to take care of yourself, take care of your vibrational health, rest when you need, stay hydrated, eat well, nourish yourself, really listen to yourself and follow this inner guidance, because that's really the key. That's what's going to get you through these rough times. Okay? And I want to be careful with what I say, because for me personally, I don't see it as rough times, because I know that I'm okay. I know that I'm equipped. I know that I will have exactly what I need to take care of myself and be safe. Okay, so your inner guidance is really going to be there for you to take care of you in that. Okay, so begin to trust. If you can begin to trust this part of yourself now, you're going to save yourself a lot of challenges in the long run. Excuse me. Okay, so these are opportunities. These are opportunities for us to show up for ourselves, to be present for ourselves, to really embody the magnificence of who you are right now, and to tap into, yes, exactly, Lulu, and to tap into your power. And this is that time. This is that time. There's so much more coming in around this that I want to try and share, explain it to you the best that I can in the way that it's showing up. You know, the fabric of humanity is changing. People are falling away, and you might be seeing that in your life. Yet we are here to hold what we came here to hold. Okay, so it's like your ability. Excuse me, Lilu. Your ability to stay connected and anchored and grounded within your own energetic integrity of self is going to keep you from being, it's going to stabilize you. It's going to stabilize you. It's going to, give me a minute to see what I'm being shown here so I can explain it. It's almost, I got the tsunami metaphor earlier, the earthquake, when the ground kind of becomes wavy. So you're going to be able to witness it, but you're not going to be affected by it in the same way. You're still going to feel it, but it's not going to throw you off, right? You're not going to crumble along with the other people that aren't designed to hold that light, aren't designed to hold that frequency that is needed during this time. Okay, does that make sense? I'm just sharing what I was being shown to share with you. So I don't want to share this information in an alarming way. There's nothing to be alarmed about. It's just an awareness, so you know what you need to be doing. You need to be taking care of yourself. You need to be practicing now to understand how your inner guidance works, so you know what you need to do when you need to do it. You're not going to be caught off guard. And you're never going to be caught off guard, because you know you're going to be supported by the universe no matter what, and you're going to be taken care of. Okay, the right people will come, the right information will come, you'll be in the right place at the right time. That will happen. That will happen. Okay, let's go into the drawing today. This is today's drawing. Let me know what you see. Okay. And this is what I got. So you think you've got it. It's making sense. You understand, but you're still unsure. You've been studying this stuff for years, even lifetimes. You're on the verge of a breakthrough. Through your understanding via the mind and into the wisdom of the body, you've been working so hard trying to get there, when there is nowhere to get to. When there is nowhere to get to. There is no end point. It's just another location on the journey of life. There's this really beautiful kind of animated interpretation of Alan Watts talking about the matriculation through life, and I'll find that and put that in the comment, in the description after we're done. I just love that little clip. I am seeing you waking up in the drawing. And so we've been taught, oh, first you got to get through, middle school, and then through high school, and then through college, and then you got to get a job, right? And so we've been following this carrot all along the way, thinking that there's some end point that we have to get to, but we're missing the beauty of life. It's about the journey, as you probably know, right? It's about the journey. You see, I am seeing you waking up. I love it. Oh, it does look like a sunrise or a rooster or something. I see that. Very cool. Okay. So when you notice yourself like, I have to get here, there's something, I have this goal, this aim, I got to get here, because if I get there, then I know I've made it or I've succeeded. Well, where is this coming from? Most of it's conditioning, right? Oh, and I also. Yeah, I see that too. Okay. So when you start to peel back the layers and pull back the curtain, and you find it does look like an eye. Okay, and you start to pull back the curtain and all this thinking that's been going on in your field all these years, and you realize that that's not what you ever wanted after all. You really wanted freedom. You really wanted to travel. You really wanted to enjoy life. You really wanted to do this. You really wanted to paint. You really wanted to dance. You really wanted to sing. And a clock. Getting a lot. Oh, yeah. That makes sense, too. Tick tock, tick tock. So, okay, so just pay attention to the body, okay? Just pay attention to the body. If there's something that you want, okay, there's something that you want, or there are things that you have to do, but you don't feel like doing them, or it stresses you out, you'll feel this tension in the body. So a lot of times we're being pulled forward, or sometimes we're even distorted, right? We can feel the different twists, or maybe you can feel that your neck get tight and your shoulders get tight. Maybe your solar plexus gets tight, okay? Just notice when you think of something that you have to do, okay, and notice that tension. That's a key indicator that you're not aligned with the energy to make that happen, to be in alignment with that result. Okay, so what do we do in that moment? We pause, we do something else until we can get in the right energy, and then it happens without any effort. Okay, so when we begin to pay attention to the body signal, it's going to tell you whether you're in alignment with your own power or not. So I've been really going deeply into this myself since July. And it's actually, it's kind of intimidating. I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm so used to, producing, for creating. I'm a driven person in a lot of ways. I'm a high achiever. I want to do the best for myself. I've always had that. But I also realize that I burn out, that my body will tell me when I've reached my limit. I have a certain bandwidth. Okay, so it's like I crash and burn after I expend this energy. I'm not designed to work that way. And I know that because I know when I've done things in effortless ways. So that when the times that you've been in your flow. So how can we begin to sustain that, sustain life from this state of flow? So I stopped doing all of those things and I just waited. Now that was really hard to not feel like I had to do, because I'm being told this is a way to do it, and you got to do it this way and you got to do it that way, and just try this and just try that. Oh my God. Okay. I'm not going to do any of that. I can't, because my body's feeling tense. And I know that that's not my natural way. Okay, your natural way might be similar to mine and it might be different, but your body's still going to tell you if you're not in alignment with your power. Okay, so it's taken me, I'm still in the process of it, but it's getting easier. And I only take action when I feel that energy, when I get that inner guidance, when I feel that like kind of impulse to do something. It almost feels like a portal opens up. And that's the time for me to enter and get it done. And everything happens with really little effort. it takes, I mean, some time, but it doesn't take as much time as it does if I'm trying to do something, right? So this is reminding me of this funniest story. So I was an English major in university, and there was one semester where I had like 17 papers to write. I was like writing 1 to 2 papers a week, and I had to pull all these all-nighters. And I couldn't write a paper until I had the introduction. It was just my thing. Like once I had the introduction, then I could write the paper and it flowed. So I had to wait for that information. And one of the things that I did, even when I was like 17, 18, I knew this about myself, is I would fall asleep with the computer on, and I would wait, and I set the intention that in the dream time, I'm going to get the information and the answer for my introduction, so I knew what to write. And I'd wake up in the morning and it had come to me. So I created ways for myself to work effortlessly. I've been doing this my entire life, right? And I want to share these things with you because we have been conditioned to work in ways that are unhealthy for us. Okay, just look at how ill everybody is around the world. Okay, stress is the number one, right? Anxiety, depression, pain, all of that. Your natural vibration is not in harmony anymore. It's not flowing properly, and it's causing dis-ease not only in your physical self, and your emotional self, your mental self, and in your world. It affects your relationships. It affects your prosperity. It affects your well-being. It affects everything because everything is connected and everything is you. Everything you're experiencing is you. And so where there's one glitch in that, over time, it's going to have an impact on other areas of your life. A lot of the times what I see when people show up, in my office is that we're treating something that actually began 20, 30 years ago. Could have been an old surgery. It could have been an in utero pattern. It could have even just been a thought that they had, to themselves when they were 13, that they were never going to do this again, and set that up for the rest of the time until they came to me, and we were able to track it back to that moment and that inception when that belief was established. Okay? So everything is connected. What you're experiencing right now is the result of how you once felt. It's not the result of how you feel right now. That's coming. But if you notice how you're thinking and feeling right now based on what you're seeing, what's going to happen? You're going to reproduce this current experience because you're believing your current experience is a result of the way you feel now, which is actually not true. The way you feel now is tuning the future. It's organizing the future. It's organizing the energy that's not presently available to your awareness, which I'm labeling as the future, but it's already now. Okay? It's organizing that energy, the consciousness itself. Everything is consciousness. It's organizing that and crystallizing that into form, shaping itself according to how you feel now, which is why it's imperative to really notice how you're feeling and take responsibility for how you feel. Okay? So that was one big wave of information. I trust that it's going to, it's resonating with you, but let me know, what's speaking to you today. And if this is something that you needed to hear. This is one of the things that I know of, having done this for so many years now, over 20 something years, that I trust this information, 1,000%. I trust it 1,000%. And so I trust that it's providing you with what you need, but I also value your feedback because that helps me connect with that information at even greater levels. So I can share that with you. So let's experiment with playing and paying attention to how we feel this week. Okay, so we do these weekly moments of inner alchemy every Tuesday. And I think what we're going to do is begin doing light work. I do this with my clients, and give you time to practice and experiment and explore a particular perspective of reality, a particular noticing, so you can see and feel and experience the result of that. Okay, because unless you put it into practice, it's not going to have much an effect. Okay, it's like what came up in the drawing today. You have this understanding, and the breakthrough is going from the understanding through the mind into the wisdom of the body. Okay, so for this week, for your weekly light work, let's practice paying attention to how we feel. Okay, so let's just do this quickly together so you have a sense of what I'm asking and inviting you to do. Is notice how you feel right now. Just notice the feeling. Notice the sensation your body has. Just scan your body. Notice the vibration it has. Notice the sensations your body is picking up from your environment, whether that's your thoughts or the space you're in, your feeling, your emotional state, whatever it is. Just notice the sensations. Maybe there's physical sensations. We're not going to attribute any stories to them. We are just going to notice the sensation. Okay? It's like we're tuning in to the radio station or the TV when you had a dial on it and you're looking for the channel. You're just scanning and you're noticing the noise that your body's making, the sensation that your body has, or maybe just the way it feels, however you perceive that. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, so, let's now arbitrarily give it a number from 1 to 10, 10 being the best vibration, the most desirable, the optimal vibration, and 1 being the least optimal or least desirable. Okay, so for me, if I were to calibrate this for myself, I'd give myself about a 7.5 right now. Okay, so we're just going to arbitrarily give it a number. You can put it in the comments and let me know where you're at. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to imagine us tuning that dial. We're going to turn that number up. So let's just kind of brighten the light. Like if you have a dimmer switch on a light, we're going to turn the brightness up on that light. So we radiate 5. Beautiful. 5. Perfect. Okay. So we're just going to radiate that, turn up that light a bit. Now we don't have to get to 10. 10 doesn't mean, what you need. We want to get to an optimal place that feels right for you. 10 might be too much. Okay, but let's just turn that dial up on that dimmer, on that brightness, and feel how your body feels. Now, I always like to use my hand as I'm actually literally turning it up, and that helps me, but you can do it however works for you. There you go. And just turn it up until it feels like you're shining more brightly. Like right now, I feel like I'm at an 8.25. I'm just above an 8. Okay. Okay, so keep going until it feels right, and you'll know when that is, but just tune in. There you go. And it'll feel like it kind of just stops, right? It's like you're done. Beautiful. So when you get to that point of it feeling complete, just take a moment and now scan again and notice how you feel from this place. Okay, we're just going to practice this all week, and you might need to do this several times a day because maybe as soon as we leave, something might happen and you'll drop down again. Totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. It's another opportunity to practice. So great creation right there. You're giving yourself opportunities to really show how you can command your vibrational state. And we're not making any stories up. We're just doing it purely by sensation. Right? So we're not going to get caught up in anything. But what you are, I want you just to still pay attention to what you notice as a result of these shifts for yourself. So I'm going to invite you to practice this every day this week. Write down what number you're at, and then write down until you get to an optimal level, and then just jot down a couple of notes of what you noticed throughout the day as you did that. Okay? And the key is you have to write this down. You need to have that reflection in writing. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to track it properly. You're not going to be able to see. You need to prove it to yourself. You need the feedback from your world, and that's what you're going to get. Okay, so we're going to start off January 3rd, 2023. We're going to start off taking responsibility and playing with how we feel, with our vibrational state, from where we are now to an optimal state, and noticing how we feel and how the world meets us there. Okay, any questions? So if you have them, you can post them in the comments underneath this video afterwards. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. Let's get this light out into the world. It's just here to come through me and spread out. So if you feel like you want to share it with others, please do, even through LinkedIn and Facebook. I am very grateful for that. And let me know how your experiment goes, your light work, your weekly light work. Okay, dear ones, we didn't really do any sounds except for the beginning. This is what we needed today, and I am excited to hear from you. And one more thing, I do have Genesis. I still have a couple of spots left. So if you're thinking of joining me next Saturday, the 14th, for this intimate workshop where you really learn how to tune yourself, to tune your thinking, to tune your language, so it's in alignment with what your heart wants, and so you can create the life that you desire. I know this language is very cliche, but it's really a unique experience that cannot be described. I try my best each time, but if you really feel that that's calling you, just listen to that, listen to the body, and I look forward to seeing you there. So I'll put the link for you to register for that as well. I keep it small because everybody needs time to go through the process and experience it for themselves and hold space collectively. So it's a really beautiful and powerful event. Okay, thank you, dear ones, for coming together with me to harmonize the nature of oneself and have fun with your weekly light work. Blessings.